Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here with another Extravagant Few Minutes live here on the Captain Lou Extravaganza Facebook page and, of course, on the Captain Lou Sports Network on YouTube, where we invite you to subscribe to our channel to get all of our great content, all of our archive shows, our live shows, you name it. That is the Captain Lou Sports Network on YouTube. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on X at The Real Captain Lou. And we also are excited to be partnered up with Michigan Sports and Entertainment. Check out the website, michigansportsandentertainment.com. All the great content, all the articles, the podcast, of which we are a part of, and excited to be in partnership with them. Hey, a reminder that an extravagant few minutes, all of our shows are brought to you, as always, by SeatGeek, the official secondary market of the Captain Lou Sports Network. Tiger game you want to go to, the Whitecaps, the Lugnuts, the Loons, any minor league game, not only in the Michigan area, but nationwide. Go to SeatGeek and get $20 off your next purchase by using the promo code Captain Lou. You'll get $20 off, as I mentioned. It's easy money. It's free money to take off your purchase. Who doesn't like free money? So the official secondary market of the Captain Lou Sports Network, that's SeatGeek. Use the promo code Captain Lou for $20 off your next purchase. All right, happy Monday, everybody. July the 7th, 2025. An even happier Monday if you're a Tigers fan, or if you're on the Tigers for that matter. Scuffled a little bit in Washington, went into Cleveland for a 3-game set. Cleveland has been Detroit's kryptonite for I don't know how long, a couple of decades at least. Well, a couple of low-scoring games, 2-1 on Friday night, the Tigers won on the 4th of July. 1-0 on Saturday. The Tigers had Tariq Skubal on the mound. Looked like a recipe for a potential sweep, but Detroit couldn't muster any hits through 7 innings in that contest as they were scoreless. Skubal, he did his part, 10 strikeouts, no walks in 7 innings. The Guardians got 1 run in the bottom of the 8th inning to take a 1-0 lead. Didn't look good for the Tigers. Tigers went into the 9th. They got Torkelson on base. A.J. Hinch looked like Nostradamus, pushing all the right buttons, decided to pinch run Zach McKinstry. He got over to third, but they were down to their last strike. Parker Meadows up, 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Emmanuel Clase, who's been money against the Tigers, gave up a wild pitch, and McKinstry was able to score. Looked like more of a pass ball, but nonetheless, it was a 1-1 tie going into the 10th inning. Detroit was able to hold him off in the bottom of the 9th. And then Trey Sweeney, with 2 runners on, got an opposite field, let 3-run bomb to make it 4-1 Tigers. And then Riley Green got a 2-run bomb to make it 7-1 in favor of the Tigers. 6 runs in the top of the 10th inning for the Tigers. But I'll tell you what, they've got the gusto. They've got the mojo, whatever you want to call it. They're pushing all the right buttons. The Tigers, with 6 in the top of the 10th, were able to end up beating the Cleveland Guardians 7-2 to get the sweep in Cleveland. It's been a long time since the Tigers have been able to do that or say that. And the Tigers now 57-34. Wow. Just like that, they've got a 13.5 game lead in the American League Central. Unbelievable. They start the first of a 3-game set at home tonight against the Tampa Bay Rays, as it's going to be Kaider Montero, 3-1. He gets the start. Just called up today from Toledo, by the way. His ERA 4.02. He's going to go up against Shane Baz, who's 8-3 and 4.33 with an earned run average there. So a big series for the Tigers and the Tampa Bay Rays both. Tampa took 2 out of 3 down there in Tampa from the Tigers in June. So we'll see what the Tigers can do. Again, on top of the American League with a American League Central with a 13.5 game lead over the Minnesota Twins. The Kansas City Royals are 14 out, and the Guardians are now 15.5 games back, 10 straight that they've lost. Incredible. What a dive that the Guardians have taken. The Tigers with a big lead. Major League Baseball, we talked about the Tampa Bay Rays as we take a look at the standings. The Toronto Blue Jays, they've won 8 straight, 9-1 in their last 10. They've got a 3-game lead over the Rays and the New York Yankees, for that matter. So the Boston Red Sox, they are above 500. They've won 3 straight, They're now 6.5 games back of the Toronto Blue Jays. The Orioles, they've won 3 in a row. They're 11.5 games out. We talked about the Central and the Tigers lead, 13.5 over the Twins and the Kansas City Royals. 14 back, 15.5 back are the Guardians. The Astros, they swept the LA Dodgers. How about that? They've got a 7-game lead over the Seattle Mariners. Both teams have won 3 straight. The Astros now 20 games over 500. They're only a game and a half behind the Tigers for the best record in all of Major League Baseball. The Mariners at 48-42, 7 back, and the Rangers are 11 back. In the National League East, the Phillies, they've won a couple in a row now. They've got a game and a half lead over the New York Mets. Phillies at 53 up and 37 down. In the Central, the Cubs still with a 4-game lead over the Brew Crew at 54-36. St. Louis Cardinals are 48-43. And the Pirates at the bottom, 38-53. Paul Skeens, by the way, didn't get a decision yesterday against the Seattle Mariners. Paul Skeens has 1 win in his last 13 starts, and his ERA in that stretch, 1.75. Unbelievable. Rumors are flying about him maybe getting traded at the deadline. Would the Pirates really do something like that? Wouldn't surprise me if the Pittsburgh Pirates would trade away a guy like that. If they do, well, I'd love to see him wearing the old English D for the Tigers. That would be unbelievable. And finally, in the National League West, the Dodgers. They've got a 7-game lead over the Padres and the Giants, despite losing 3 straight. They're at 56-35. They're a game back of the Detroit Tigers for the best record in all of Major League Baseball. The Diamondbacks are 11.5 games out. Elsewhere in the world of sports, it was announced today that John Palumbo, the interim athletic director for Georgia Tech, has been hired on to join Michigan State as Deputy Athletic Director and Chief Operating Officer. Good hire for the Spartans. One wonders, though, if Brent Key, the team, he's going to be coming along next year as head coach for the Michigan State Spartans. But all kidding aside, I think this is a great hire for the Michigan State Spartans. They're going all in. Of course, Jay Batts, hired as the new athletic director, taken over recently for Michigan State back in the middle of June. He hires John Palumbo as his Deputy Athletic Director, Chief Operating Officer. Of course, he was an athletic director at Texas Corpus Christi. So good hire for the Spartans. Jonathan Smith, kind of in a no-win situation. My bet is you will see a brand new head coach at Michigan State next year. Wouldn't be surprised if it's Brent Key. For Jonathan Smith, even if he wins, I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that as well. All right, we're going to take a look at today in sports history and today's birthdays. But first, a reminder again that today's extravagant few minutes, as well of all of our shows here on the Captain Lou Sports Network, brought to you by SeatGeek, the official secondary market of the Captain Lou Sports Network. Use the promo code Captain Lou for $20 off your next purchase. There's a ball game you want to go to, a Tigers game, anywhere in Major League Baseball. You want to get your tickets ahead of time for the Lions or Michigan State, go to SeatGeek. It's safe, it's quick. And again, use the promo code Captain Lou for $20 off your next purchase. It's that simple. SeatGeek, the official secondary market of the Captain Lou Sports Network. All right, let's take an extravagant look at today in sports history. Back in 1948, the Cleveland Indians, they signed 42-year-old veteran Satchel Paige to a contract to pitch for the Indians. In 1974, Milwaukee's Don Money set an MLB record for consecutive errorless games at third base with 78. In 2006, Travis Hafner became the first player in Major League Baseball history to hit 5 grand slams before the All-Star break with his latest home run off of Baltimore's Chris Benson. And in 2021, Tampa Bay won their second straight Stanley Cup championship as they beat Montreal 1-0 in Game 5. Birthdays today, Stoney Case, former Major League or NFL quarterback rather, he turns 53. Lisa Leslie as well turns 53. Joe Sakic, former player for the Colorado Avalanche and now the GM of the Avalanche, he turns 56. Former baseball player Chuck Knobloch is 57. Ralph Sampson, How can this be possible? He turned 65. Len Barker is 70. And downtown Freddie Brown, this can't be possible. He turned 77. And also born on this date, we mentioned him earlier, Satchel Paige in 1906. All right, that's going to do it for another edition of today's birthdays and also another edition of the extravaganza or the extravagant few minutes. We're struggling a little bit with this today. A look at today in sports history, today's birthdays, you name it. It's a Monday, everybody. But hey, thank you for joining us. Thank you for welcoming us into your homes, on your computers, on your laptops, however you watch us around the world, right here on an extravagant few minutes here on the Captain Lou Sports Network. This reminder, keep your heads up, keep your sticks down, keep your feet moving, and as always, keep your mind